Hi, my name is Walter Nahra, and I'm a student at California State University, Los Angeles. And these are my notes that I took during CS 4540, which is a class called Intelligent Agents in Learning Environments. Now, general terms, artificial intelligence or AI are programs developed with the purpose of enabling computers to perform a variety of complex functions. For example, search engines like Google and Bing are using some type of AI in order to collect search results that corresponds with the prompt that the user is attempting to search. Um, in this class, in particular, we're focusing on agentic AI or AI agents, as they're commonly referred as. They're a type of AI model that are capable of functioning without or limited human interference slash training. Now, when it says human interference slash training, most AI models are often taught through human intervention, such as humans introducing information to the program in order to for it to learn new terms or get a better understanding on nuance. However, AI agents are attempting to do that whole process themselves. That they're sufficient enough to learn from their own mistakes and learn through that. Now, this correlates with the idea that many in the industry are attempting to work towards, called artificial general intelligence or AGI. It's the idea that an AI program could behave and process information similar to that of humans. Furthermore, there's an even crazier idea that some people are choosing to jump towards, called artificial superintelligence or ASI. It's the idea that an AI program could behave and process information better than humans. So essentially, AGI is are attempting to create programs where it's on par with humans, whereas ASI are programs that are better than humans that could do more complex functions that even humans have a problem with. Now, here's some more general terms. Interference time compute or test time compute are a type of AI models that compute real-time decisions before responding and develop over time without human intervention or slash training. Now, now you might be wondering, thinking that stuff like ChatGPT is a form of test time compute because they give you the prompt, the answer to your prompt after you already gave it the prompt. Well, that's not really the case. That's not true test time compute. Test time compute are programs where they respond to you in real time, like there's no like buffer in between. It'll give you the results immediately. Unlike ChatGPT, where if you give it a prompt, it'll take some it'll there's cases where it'll take a few extra minutes in order to compute the answer to that. Um, a lot of modern AI agents actually use large language models, so LLM. They're a machine learning model with a large library of text. Um, there's also a variant of that called small language model or SLM, which provides a small library of text, but they're mainly used for more specific fields where having such a large library isn't necessary. Um, Learning in in terms of AI refers to training a given AI model to find an appropriate bias and way for said model to function efficiently. Now, there are some limitations to AI models. Um, as mentioned before, LLM are used in most modern day AI agents. However, it's the industry has theorized that's expected that they are nearing the end or limitation of LLM with the goal of reaching levels of intelligence comparable to humans being unfulfilled at this moment. This is largely due to the fact that large models over time are stagnating due to very few differences/improvements over previous iteration as their sizes increase. So what that means is that the industry are kind of in a fork road where they either could continue working on LLM, um, uh, trying to improve it as best as they can, and develop workarounds between these limitations, or start working with other methods in order to pr- uh, produce what they're searching for. But even with that, a big problem with AI models, especially the best currently in the markets, is that it's something called the Turing test. The Turing test is a series of tests given to AI models to determine how their intelligence compares to human intelligence. Questions often relate to pattern recognition. However, these programs struggle to comprehend and answer them correctly due to their inability to think logically outside of preconceived rules. So, for example, if you give them a puzzle where it's three uh three of a specific shape and then two other shapes, then it might formulate a rule that that if the specific shape has three or um more, then it's the bigger of the two, then it'll answer correctly. But then if they try to apply that same rule to the next puzzle, but instead the puzzle has two of a specific type and one of a specific type, then it'll not be able to answer that properly because the rules are different to that of what the first puzzle established. So so AI models going in the future have to find a workaround uh, between those issues in order for it to be comparable to humans. Now, neural networks is a term that could be broken down into two parts. Neural representing the neurons of a brain. In this case, it retains memory in correlation with what the program is being asked for. And then network referring to how those neurons interact and connect with one another. Neural networks consist of a surface layer which houses many nodes, or, uh, or as mentioned before, neural, that are activated once its specified criteria is accomplished. So, like the node could represent like some specific part, and once the prompt that it's given is contain that part, then it'll activate. Then one or more hidden layers represents combination of these activated nodes. So within the hidden layers could be one or more different layers, and they can correspond to different combinations. With the final layer of the whole network representing results. To give an example of that, in this scenario, provided by one of the videos that we saw during the lecture, developing a model that could recognize a single digit number. Um, on the surface layer, nodes are given to each individual pixel within the area where the number is written on. So there'll, there'll be 784 nodes. The hidden layers represent segmented parts that to represent a specific number. So each hidden layer would represent like one small aspect of that could um that could represent like a segment of a layer. So like maybe like a big line on top, or maybe a line on top, or maybe it's like a full circle, or maybe it's like a U shape thing, things like that. And then the next hidden layer would be the second part of that. So like maybe it's a line up and down, or a line left left to right, or again a circle. With the final layer represents one of these single digit numbers. So at the end, once the hidden layers have the parts, we depending on like the pattern, it'll correlate to the answer or node. Matrices are utilized to represent each corresponding node, basis, weights, and the sigmoid. So right here in this picture, we have the this is the this represents each node in the each node right here, and then the blue represents the biases that we're adding, but the nodes are multiplied by the weights, which represents each node over here, with with everything being multiplied by the sigmoid. Finally, we have universal approximation theorem. It's a term that refers to a feedback neural network with a single hidden layer containing a finite number of neurons can approximate any continuous function on a subset of inputs to any desired degree of accuracy, provided the activation function is non-constant, bounded, and continuous. Feed-forward networks with a single layer is sufficient to represent any function, but they may fail due to their large size, which prevents them from generalizing information properly. ReLU, or rectified linear unit, is an activation function utilized in nearly all modern-day neural networks. There are different types of ReLU depending on which part of this equation is altered in both the positive adding and negative subtracting aspect. Without activation function, AI models wouldn't be able to function with more complex tasks provided to them, especially if said functions attempt to mimic similar characteristics in humans, such as recognizing patterns and recalling memories. These are the resources or videos that were given during the lecture, and that's the end of my video.